Man, I'm telling you, man, good morning. The struggle in the day market, bro, is real. Man, this one guy, uh, he works at a store that I go buy my alcohol from, right? And where I play my numbers too. And he had a a female he was sleeping with, but she slipped through his fingers like butter. See, out here, if you are not top, if you're not in the part of the 20% of men, you'll have a hard time, keeping a girlfriend and shit. What's up with it, wrong? You'll have a hard time keeping a girlfriend. Like, he literally had a female he was sleeping with, and boom, he lost her really quickly. He was getting some sex and everything. He was one of the dudes that struggle out here, right, to get sex, right? Soon she left, or soon he lost the grip of her, or a grip on her. Soon as he lost the grip on her, he went back to a drought. Man, what's up with it? What's up with it, Sean Breezy? Like, I noticed that, like, out here, if you, let's say you out there hunting for sex, right? Or you're hunting for intimacy, you looking for a woman or whatever, when you find a female, right, you're having sex with her, and you're getting intimacy, before you know it, she gonna be gone. And then you back to a drought again. It takes you about a couple of months to find something new, and then she'll find something wrong about you and she'll leave. That's what happened to him, bro. Just now. He was like, yeah, man, I was getting sex, all of a sudden she disappeared, and now I'm back to having a drought again. It's back to the drought. It's back to the drawing board. I said, that was happening to me, man. When I was out there dating, I would find a female I'm having sex with. Everything's going great for about a couple of months, and then she ends up and she leaves. She ends up leaving. You feel what I'm saying? Ooh, if you are not part of the 20%, you won't get a long-term relationship out here, bro. Yeah, she might find you attractive or something like that, but women got so many options. Women got so many options out here that keeping them for the long term is impossible. Feel what I'm saying? So if you're not part of the 20% of men, you're gonna have a hard time getting a long-term relationship, bro. Dudes are, man, you gotta work some dudes gotta work themselves up to a millionaire status, bro. Or at least have a Porsche or a Corvette, man. The struggle is real. If you got a Porsche or a Corvette, that means you're doing good in life. You gotta work up to Porsche level, Corvette level. That's why I say get that bag, so you'll never ever be lonely and shit. Once you get a bag, bro, you'll never be lonely. As long as you keep money too, If you keep the money coming in, you'll never be lonely out here, man. But like I said, that guy at the store, man, he found a female. He was having sex and boom, he loses her very easily, bro. You know, he loses her very easily. You know, she slipped through his grip like butter, man. You know, like butter, straight up. It was like he had butterfingers, man. That's how I felt. I was like, yeah, that's how I felt, man. When I was out there dating, I would find a chick, we'd be having sex, and boom, she just leaves. Remember I was telling you about the chick that I took to the hotel, we had some good sex and stuff like that, and she found out just one thing. Either I was too desperate, or she found something that she didn't like, and she deleted me from Facebook. Just one thing though. You see, females out here, they got so many options. They looking just for one thing. They're looking for just one thing wrong about you, and they disappear. And that's why I say, guys, you better get that bread up. Now, this guy, he works at a liquor store, man. And he was telling me, like, he's an Indian dude, right? He was telling me the Indian women don't want to have nothing to do with him, bro, because he ain't got no money. I told you guys. What did I tell you? Work on yourself, bro. Build the best version of yourself. Get that bag, or you're going to be struggling forever, bro. I noticed when I was out there faking the funk, pretending to have money, doing the pickup artist bullshit, it was a lot easy to get a girlfriend, bro. I noticed that. You know, it was a lot easy to get a girlfriend. And all of a sudden, I got these women who was interested in me, including that black chick I was dating. You know, the sister, the one I was dating. When she found out I didn't have any money, she disappeared. So it's like, these women are constantly looking for like sugar daddies and motherfuckers who got money and shit, bro. If you don't have money, they will slip through your fingers like Crisco. I feel like I had a bunch of Crisco on my hands, man. You feel me? Whoa, shit. Almost slipped my shit. Almost fucked up. Almost slipped, bro. You know? Fuck you doing, stupid bitch? In my way. Bitch would act like she was scared of me or something. Yeah, man. You gonna have Crisco's on your finger, man. You gonna have Crisco. You gonna have Crisco on your fingers, bro. For real. You know. You got butter on your fingers. I'm telling you, when you're out here dating without no money, bro. That's why I had to like leave dating alone. Because females kept slipping through my fingers like Crisco. Yeah, this dude that over here, he worked at he works at the store over here, bro. And he was having sex, everything was fine, man. She was giving him bomb-ass blowjobs, and he was telling me, yeah, I got me a girl, you know, I'm banging her and shit every day, and now he back to that drought. He back by himself again. And it was only for like a couple of like weeks, maybe like at the most 3 weeks, he was banging her fucking brains out and shit like this. Now he back to a drought. Now he's back to by himself. It'll be a while before he find another woman. I told you how competitive it is, bro. You ain't listening to me, man. Cats are losing girlfriends and going back on droughts. You can find a woman real quick and she will leave you real quick. I'm telling you, it kept happening to me over and over again. It happened to me with Thai girl, okay? It happened to me with the girl who bought the you know, who brought the hold on one second. It happened to me who, you know, you know, the birth control, my bad. I got distracted. Uh, the girl who brought the birth control over and shit like that, she disappeared into thin air, bro. Just ghosted without a trace, bro. She ghosted me. She deleted me from like Facebook and everything. I mean, was it Facebook? No, it was Plenty of Fish. I'm feeding the birds right now. Birds love Cheetos too, I guess, huh? Shit. You know, I ain't got no more for you guys. Sorry. That's it. You know, yeah, so like I said, man, I warned you guys, bro. And I told him too. I said, man, you better not lose her. You lose, well, you lose her, bro. I said that before he lost her, bro. I said, man, you better not lose her. It's highly competitive out here. He was like, yeah, I know. A couple of weeks later, she gone, bro. Damn. Can't get a long-term relationship, man. He was getting flings. You're not getting anything long-term. The guys who are in the top 20%, they getting in long-term relationships. The guys who got their money together, they getting long-term relationships. They're getting families. They're getting babies. I'm telling you how easy it is when you got money to like pass on your genetics, man. As a broke guy with no money, if you ain't got your bread together, bro, you're not gonna have a long-term relationship. You're just gonna have a bunch of flings and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So competitiveness is real. And then as you get older, you get more desperate. I'm hearing stories of guys going over to the Philippines and they think it's real love, getting with a female that's 20 years younger than them. Nah, man, you must be mistaken. You are a walking wallet. And then I'm hearing stories of guys going overseas, just desperate for like love and companionship with a young female, bro. And they getting over there. They buying houses for these women, bro. They bought buying a house for like 20 grand for these women, bro. That's how desperate a lot of these dudes are. And then once these dudes buy the houses, these females stop cooking. She stopped being the same loving wife that he first married, or the same loving girlfriend that he first married and shit like that. They just start changing on them. Like, bro, you are 25, 30 years older than her. She don't enjoy the sex with you, bro. All that stuff is weird to her. Mostly young females check for young dudes, even overseas, but they don't have the luxury out there to like be picky and shit, like the women in the West. You know, if you're not above average in looks or money status, it's gonna be hard to keep a woman around. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just saying. You know, you guys don't better wake up and smell that coffee on how fucking competitive it is out here, bro. Like, even for your looks level, bro, you're just not gonna have, not gonna keep her around very long, bro. It was happening to me over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that sounded like what was happening to me when I was out there dating, bro. And I was fucking, but I was fucking very little, because every time I would lose a female I was fucking, I went back to zero again, ground zero. When I was fucking a fat chick, and she gave me an ultimatum, because I didn't want to be in a relationship with her, bro. I felt like she was inferior to me. She wanted me to be in a relationship with her after like 2 months of like being together. And I was like, nah. I was like, no. Let's take our time. Let's take our time. And she gave me an ultimatum. She was like, well, if we're not being in a relationship, then I'm just gonna have to leave, basically. And I said, go ahead and leave. I didn't care for her anyway, bro. I was forcing myself to have sex with her, man, because it was just so hard to get a woman that was in shape, that had her body in check and shit like that, like I did. At the time, I was on the enhancements, and you know, it was so hard to find a woman, bro, around here. I was at low percentage body fat, man. I was six pack abs, because the enhancements, they give you a six pack real quick. You feel what I'm saying? And you can work out for like hours and won't feel a thing, right? Or we can work out for hours and don't feel exhaustion or anything. So you got a six pack real quick. So I'm walking around all swole with this fat chick that I'm walking by. I'm walking around, what I'm saying, all swollen shit. You feel me? And she fat as can be, bro. That's how hard it is. That's how hard it is, bro. I'm like, damn, I can't find a gym rat like me. At the time, bro, I was a huge gym rat because I was on the enhancements. I was drugged up, basically. I was on steroids. Man, that trend, man, that made me come down to like low percentage body fat. And I felt like I can do better than her. How come I can't find a woman that got her body in shape like me? Couldn't find it, bro. Let me tell you something. Women who got banging bodies, you won't be able to get that either. And she got like an average face, right? Man, you ain't gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got a nice body yourself, you work out, you spend all the hours in the gym just to get a fucking land whale or a female that's fat and eats whatever she likes, but I'm working hard in the gym. And all she got to do is just show up. Like, man, I feel like I'm being robbed. I feel like she wasn't my equal in looks. That's the reason why I let her go so easily. It was hard to have sex with her. The second time, my dick wouldn't even get up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, come on, bro, it's sex, come on. I couldn't get up, man. She didn't turn me on with her obsessive body fat. You feel what I'm saying? And you get desperate. Yeah, exactly. It's so hard out here. You're gonna keep a sub 5 around. It is, bro. Why you think I went for sub 5 stalker, bro? Because the dating scene is so hard for me, bro. And I just was not attracted to sub 5 stalker either. She's below me. I feel like she was below me. I feel like I'm way more on a higher looks level than she was. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, that dude, he back to ground zero again. You know what I'm saying? I noticed his attitude changed. Now that he lost that chick. And you just a guy that's gonna struggle into the end, bro. If you ain't got your money together. And as you get older, it gets worse because, the loneliness kicks in, man. It really does kick in. And dudes become more desperate as you age, man, too, because you're heading toward, old age, and you're so worried about being old and alone and stuff like that. You guys better be chasing that bag every day, bro. I'm telling you. You better be chasing that bag. Whatever you're doing, man, you better excel at that shit, because men out here, let me tell you something. Your competition, they out here excelling, bro. Men out here, they're building, and they're building wealth, and they're getting more money, and they're competing with you for the women, bro. I'm telling you, you better be a competitor, bro. You better compete, bro. Because the men out here, let me tell you something. They got that bulldog mindset, bro. and they thinking like, oh no, I'm not gonna eat the scraps. You're gonna eat the scraps. I'm not gonna be at the bottom of the barrel. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna better myself. I'm gonna chase jackpots. I'm gonna chase money so I could beat you to the pussy. That's how a lot of men think, bro. You gotta think like them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think like them. Like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna chase a jackpot, and I'm gonna get a huge jackpot in the bank, and I'm gonna compete against you, nigga, so I can get the pussy. That's how dudes think, and you gotta think like them, bro. The only way, you know, you can defeat a pit bull, man, you gotta be a pit bull yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't be no chihuahua, bro, and think you're gonna defeat a pit bull. Nah, you gotta become like the pit bull, bro. What did Bruce Lee say? Be water, my friend. Be water. You pour water into a teacup, it becomes the teacup. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it's shaped like the teacup. You feel what I'm saying? You put water into a pitcher, it becomes the pitcher. Basically, adapting it in your environment. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how you gotta think, bro. You put me in any environment, and I'll do it. You feel what I'm saying? Because one little flaw, one little hiccup, one mistake can cost you, you know, your supply of pussy, man. One little goof up, you know. That's what happened to him. One little goof up, and that was it, bro. He lost that girl. Dude who worked at the store. He lost that girl. One little hiccup, one mistake can cost you your whole entire supply of pussy, bro. Your pussy supply. For real. So don't goof up, bro. Don't turn into Goofy, bro. I'm telling you. One little goof up. It's not funny, but still, man, it's like, dude, man. And now he back to dry as a bone. And I was like, see, I told you, bro. Now you back to a drought, right? He was like, yeah, man, I'm back to, I ain't got a woman right now, man. It's gonna take a while for me to find a new one. I said, yeah, see how competitive it is, bro? You know, the Chads and Tyrones and the men, you know, they got the Dayton market cornered, bro. They got that shit cornered, bro. And you gotta become like them, bro. When you're going after the bag, you gotta be aggressive. I'm telling you. Yeah, turn into Goofy. Hell yeah, he turned to just straight up just all them. I mean, bro, just one goof up can like turn you into a Goofy, just like that, bro. Just like that, with the snap of a fingers, bro. I told you when I was with Thai Girl, bro, it was some other dude that was on the other end, bro, trying to fight for sex, bro. He was like, no, I'll take care of you. I'm gonna snatch that shit away from that motherfucker, bro. I'm gonna snatch that shit. And he did. And he was a sub-5 dude that was in his 50s, bro. And I lost to him, bro. And I knew I was better looking. She showed me a picture of that guy. And I was like, what are you seeing this guy? He's like, definitely 10 years older than me. And he's sub-5. And he's like, she was like, he got his money together, bro. You would lose to a sub-5 dude, bro, with his money intact, bro. You know what I'm saying? You will lose. You know? You will lose, bro. That's how hard it is on this dating scene out here, bro. I'm telling you. Guys ain't... I warned dude, I said, bro, don't lose it. You're gonna go back to, you know... You're gonna go back to being, you know, that guy that's struggling again. And he did. I think he kept her for like a couple of weeks, bro. Like, man, I think it was a little longer. Maybe like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month. And then boom, she found out something that she didn't like about him, man, and then disappeared, man. Now he back alone again. That been like more than like a month ago that happened though. I'm just now telling the story because I got online and I seen cats watching these stories in the Philippines and Thailand, how a lot of men are moving out there thinking that these young females love them and shit. And after they buy the house and stuff for these females turn around, they start acting different and shit. You feel what I'm saying? You know, they turn around, they don't wanna act all, affectionate and shit towards you no more. You know, their attitude changed now that they got that house from you. You feel what I'm saying? I was like, God damn, he got played to the left. So men are desperate, but that's when you are buying a house for a woman in the Philippines, that's a desperate act. And desperation makes you do stupid stuff. Desperation makes you bruh, it turns you into a goofy, bruh. You know, desperation turns you into a goofy. Because you're so desperate to keep a female around, you're like, fuck. And when there's not enough water, yeah, you can't help but to act desperate for water, bro. See, thing is, having female companionship is like having water. And if you don't have enough of that, you get desperate for the water, bro, because you thirsty. You know? You feel what I'm saying? You know, you're thirsty. You're desperate. So, like I said, I was looking at stories of guys just going out there, just spending their life savings and trying to make her happy. Bought a cheap house for like 20 or 30 grand because they had it in the bank. You feel what I'm saying? They're so desperate for love. And then all of a sudden, once he buy that house and they move in, all of a sudden, for some reason, her attitude changed all of a sudden. Now she's moody. She don't want to sleep in the same bed as you and shit. You sleeping in 2 different rooms. Damn. And he said, man, since everything changed, I'm leaving. You can keep this house. And stuff like that. Bro, you got used to the hardcore, bro. You got used to the she used you hardcore, bro. You feel what I'm saying? It's a jungle out here, bruh. I'm telling you guys, ain't listening to me, bruh. He gonna be working at this corner store for the rest of his life, bruh. And he will be alone for the rest of his life. He will not find a woman out here. And he Indian, and where I'm at, there's a lot of Indian women. And I asked him, I was like, bro, you ain't trying to get no Indian woman out here? He said, man, I can't find nothing. It's too competitive. I mean, he didn't like say that, but he was just like, these women, all they want is money out here. I ain't got no money. And I'm like, bro, you better start working on yourself. You better get that bag. And then you be in that top 20% of men, man, that's having what they want. But you gotta work and get it, man, because it ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And on its own, bro, you gotta keep on attempting to do that, man. You feel me? You know? It's crazy out here in these streets, bro. It's a jungle. All the men are competing against you. And they don't care if you get scraps or you're left out of the deal, bro. It's a jungle out here, bro. It's competitive. You know, full of, like fucking goddamn lion, tigers, and bears, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why you think dudes go to school to better themselves? So they can compete against you. They're not trying to be left out. Why you think dudes be trying to become, actors and comedians, trying to get to that mighty dollar so they won't end up at the bottom, scraping around for scraps. That's what you're doing when you're at the bottom. For a female like Sub 5 Stalker, bro, those are scraps that nobody want, bro. All the men do not want her, bro. That's why you think that girl, she stalked me for like 4 months, because no other man wanted her, bro. You feel what I'm saying? That was the bottom of the barrel, the worst of the worst. That's all you're gonna get, bro. It's scraps. What I mean by scraps is the dudes in the top 20%. They sitting at the table eating filet mignon and spare ribs and hot potato salad. They eat macaroni and cheese. They eating greens, and they throw whatever they don't want out to you. And some motherfuckers be like, God damn, look at them scraps. Ooh, I can't wait to get me some scraps. Oh man, I can't wait till they finish so I and throw it out so I can go there and get it. I'm like, a nigga like me be like, nah, I want the shit that's on their table, bro. That's how I think. I want the shit that's on their table. I'm gonna work and work and work and keep working until I get the shit that's on their table in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers, they satisfied with just scraps. You know? Man. Yeah, they throw you sub-5 stalker, yeah. Yeah, we keep all the good stuff, but this female right here, you can keep her, bro. You can have this. That's why you see a lot of brothers walking around with, like, low-quality women, bro, because they ain't got no money. They ain't got their shit together, bro. I seen brothers walking around out here with some beat up from the flow up women, bro. Fat women, overweight, super sumo size, and they not even fat themselves, bro. I see this all the time because that's that scrap mentality, or throw the scraps out there, mentality. You feel what I'm saying? It's like it's highly competitive for these Asian chicks out here, black women out here, Hispanic women out here, white women out here. It's highly competitive for all of them, bro. Even for an average looker, even your face match, bro, you're just not gonna get that. And a friend told me a long time ago, he was like, man, if you want sex on the regular, you're going to have to date down. You're going to have to dumb down your chick to get access on a regular basis. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm getting the jackpot so I can at least get my face match, bro. And as you get older, it gets worse too with looks, and it becomes more about your wallet, and you ain't feeling like you're fully fulfilled and shit. Yeah, they'll give you sub-5 stalker, bro. They'll toss you out the scraps, man, that they don't want. You feel what I'm saying? But to get a good quality average woman, bro, highly competitive. You guys don't know what you're dealing with, bro. You really don't know what you're dealing with. A lot of guys don't even understand what they're up against, bro. You're up against a highly competitive dating market where all the guys are competing with each other for women, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You guys gotta understand that, you gotta get that bag so you can compete, bro. If you don't get the bag, you're not gonna be able to compete, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like me, if I hit the jackpot of even a few million, I'll be in the game. Oh yeah. Now I won't be mega rich, but I'll be in the game. I could do something with a few million. I could invest it and make it grow over time. You feel what I'm saying? And keep that money coming in long term until the day of my death. Keep the money coming in until I die, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll be their competitor. A guy's out here competing. I'll be their worst nightmare out here in the streets, bro. Once I get my bag together, I'll be your worst nightmare. Somebody's gonna get left out in the cold, okay? Because I'm gonna step up to the line and I'm gonna be the best pick. Oh, he got a few million in the bank. Whatever women I'm dealing with, bro, who's on the other line, he gonna get left in the dust. Just like I got left in the dust when I was dealing with Thai woman, bro. You know what I'm saying? She picked the best option, bro. The guy who had the money, bro. I was on the other end. We were both fighting for her attention and sex, and I lost because he had more money than me. So when you get now when you get the money and your money is straight, when you start dealing with women, the dudes on the other side gonna get cut off real quick because she's gonna pick you as the #1 winner because you're part of 20%. Dude's gonna be like, God damn, I was fucking a bitch, but then some nigga named Kelcat with like a few million in the bank came around, took her from me. Yeah, because I'm the strongest of the strong, bro. I got a few million in the bank, bro. You still struggling working for Walmart and shit. You feel me? I got a few million in the bank. You don't. You know, and I'm investing that money and stuff like that. Boy, you'll take somebody's woman, or take somebody's girlfriend, man. You'll take somebody's wife. Dudes done got their wife stolen by a rich guy, bro. If you come along and let's say this guy got like 3 kids by a woman that you're talking to and shit. Let me start from the beginning. So you're talking to a woman. I just woke up, guys. My words are all over the place. So you're talking to a woman for a while. She got a husband. You know, he probably got like a small business or something like that. But he got smaller and cheddar than you. He's in danger of losing his wife to you. When you come along and say, yeah, let's go on vacation, babe. Let's get this money and we can be together and stuff. You know, if you got way more paper than him, bro, you're gonna lose your wife. I mean, if he got more paper than you, I mean, you're gonna lose your wife, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Cause I know if I had my paper on point, I bet I probably stole some dude's wife or something, or some dude's girlfriend. That's how competitive, bro. What they call it, that's how competitive it is. Dog eat dog, bro. I was the bigger man. I was the, you know, I had the most money. So you lost your girl. It was like Ryan Leslie losing his girlfriend Cassie to Diddy. Okay? He should have known that he was gonna lose his girlfriend Cassie to Diddy. He should have known that, bro. Especially how pretty she was, bro. You know what I'm saying? Diddy was eyeing that from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? And Ryan Leslie did not like that at all. Well, he left it alone, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't have nothing, bro. Well, without another man, you know, iron your shit, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know, iron your shit. That's how competitive it is out here, bro. You lose a girlfriend, you go back to having a drought. That's how competitive it is, bro. See, I want to be in a position where if I lose a girlfriend, I can replace her very easily. That's the position I want to be in. That's why I'm chasing this bag so goddamn hard. Because I want to be in a position where, like, I got this female right here. You feel me? And you ain't taking her from at all. You ain't gonna do nothing. I got this pussy. You feel what I'm saying? I want to be in a position where if I want a chick and she married or she got a boyfriend, I want to be able to take her away from him. Man, that would be some exciting shit. Having somebody else's wife sucking your dick. Damn, that would feel powerful, bro. You know, strawberry ice, man, we're talking about something else, bro. We're talking about how competitive it is out here for men, for average men. If you're not talking about that, you got to leave the chat room because we're talking about something else. I know you want to talk about somebody, how to confront a cheating husband or a partner. I don't be talking about something else. How bad it is for the average man out here, you know, in this highly competitive dating market, bro. You know, dudes losing they females left and right and going back into droughts. Now he been by himself for like a month now. He ain't find nothing else. I was happy for him because he was finally getting laid. The guy who works at the store over here, right? I was happy for him because he finally was getting laid because he was telling me that he ain't had sex in so long. I was like, man, you sound like me, bro. And then next thing you know, he's banging some chick. He's feeling happy. He's feeling like a man and shit. And then he made some type of mistake, and then boom, she was gone, bro. He made a goofy mistake, bro, and and she was gone. You know, don't be a goofy, bro. I'll tell you, you know, don't be a goofy. You know, I'm telling you, okay, you're a woman, okay. I'm telling you, you women got it easy in dating. You feel what I'm saying? You women got more access to like sex than we do, bro. A woman can find sex anywhere, bro. But a man, if he ain't sharp, if he ain't got his money on point, he gonna have a hard time getting sex, bro. Even if you're at low percentage body fat, you muscular and shit like that, it's still gonna be hard, bro. Dude, I'm somewhat in shape, man. You can tell that I work out as my physique, and I'm not getting pursued by no woman out here. Zero. Only sub 5. You know, only sub 5 women, bro. And there's a woman in Starbucks, her disgusting ass yesterday, bro. I swear, but she kept looking at me. I'm like, oh, god damn, the fucking shit is disgusting, bro. And I'm like, your ass is disgusting. I would never lay up with your ass. This female is worse than sub 5 stalker, bro. At least sub 5 stalker had nice titties and shit. This woman ain't got nothing. And she older than me. She got that turkey neck going on, bro. And I felt gross, but she kept like looking at me, bro, yesterday. I'm like, what the fuck is this woman doing? You think I want you? You are disgusting. I will never be up in the bedroom with you. Ooh. Just the thought of being in the bedroom with her, bro, would send shivers up my spine, bro. Like, I mean, it'll make your fucking skin crawl, bro. If she was, so what's sub 5? That's below average looking. When somebody's below average. You feel what I'm saying? When they look like a creature instead of a human. You feel what I'm saying? That's what sub 5 is. And that female, I mean, ooh, man, the way she was looking at me, bro. Oh, man. I was getting scared for a minute, bro, because she was giving me the creeps, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm like, and she even tried to talk to me at one point, bro, and I ignored her, bro. It's like she's invisible to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's older than me, and she's sub 5, bro. And she sits there in Starbucks by herself, bro. Ain't nobody checking for her, bro. Bro, she got like a turkey neck, bro, like a vulture neck, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know. Bruh, and even in a tough date market, you wouldn't catch me in the bedroom with her, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm good. I'm not that desperate, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know, and some women to me are invisible. Just like some guys are invisible to men, Some, men are invisible to certain women, bro. You know. Yep, exactly. That's what's left out here in this dating market. Yep. Below average looking women, you'll have a field day with them if you like that. Even if she's below average in the face and she got a big like bum or a big ass, that's nice. It's even highly competitive for that. For what I'm saying? You know, you feel what I'm saying? It's even highly competitive for single mothers, man. Especially if she's very good looking or something like that. I mean, there's low quality scraps. That's what they call them, bro. It's not high quality scraps, low quality scraps. Now, if you a guy that's a 5 or a 6 in looks, if you're a guy that's a 5 or 6 in looks, you got access to 2s and 3s, bro. Easy. I noticed that. Easy. Sub 5 stalking was like a 2, bro. Like more like a 3, my bad. This woman in Starbucks, she's a 1, bro. I mean, if it was 0, I would give her a 0, bro. If I could give her a 0, I would give her a 0, bro. Like, I ain't seen nobody that ugly before. I mean, that female is the ugliest woman around here, bro. I mean, sub 5 stalker is better looking than her and younger. You know what I'm saying? This woman look like she's in her 50s and 60s, just looking at me and stuff. I'm like, ooh, ooh. Ah. I feel like I'm gonna throw up in my mouth, bro. That's how fucking disgusting she is, bro. To be looking at me and think that I'm interesting. And I'm like, hell no. Ooh. I mean, I'm telling you, bro. Just the thought of being in the bedroom with her, man, it would give me the fucking skin crawls, bro. It's like hearing some nails on a chalkboard, bro. It's like hearing some nails screeching on the chalkboard. That's how shook up you would be if you. I mean, even the thought of having sex with her would it would just give you the heebie-jeebies, bro. You know? I'm like, what you think I'm like? Because I'm a black man, that I deserve the less? Hell no. I am not that nasty like that. I'm good. You are way below me. You are way, way down at the bottom. You are the chicken bones that got ate up, bro. Like, and left there, bro. That's how you are the drumstick that got ate up and left to be a chicken bone somewhere. That's who you are. You know? No, I'm good. I'm not that nasty. I'm not that desperate like that. I'm desperate, but I'm not that desperate. To sleep with a woman like that? Ooh. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, my God, bro. It is hard out here for a pimp, bro. When you're trying to get the money for the rent. You know? It's hard out here for a pimp. You know, oh man, let me just stop thinking about it. Ooh, ooh. I remember when we was young, bro, in my 20s, man, and we used to have like sub 5 women hit on us and shit. Me and my homeboy was a Congasetto or Greg. We called him Congasetto, and that was his nickname in Capoeira. And his real name was Greg. And we made fun of sub 5 women. Like we would talk about the sub 5 women that were to make an advancement, that would take a shot at you. And we would look at each other and be like, ooh, god damn, she's disgusted. She's disgusted. Hey, men reject sub 5 women too. We can't get down with the get down like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing when women like reject sub 5 men. It's the same fucking shit, bro. And me and my homeboy Greg, we used to have a little joke about the sub 5 woman that was making passes at us and shit like that. And I forgot what the joke was, man, but we used to joke and joke about these sub-5 women, because you know when we coming up, we was pretty boys. We was going out. We had average women who were around 5, 6s, and 7s and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and she was, you know, we wasn't even looking at 3s at all. We wasn't not a woman that was below average looking. We just was not checking for them, and we had access to better looking women, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had access to better looking women. But nowadays, man, you're getting older and shit like that, man. You know, it's getting worse. The dating market has gotten way more competitive. You feel what I'm saying? Getting so goddamn competitive, you know, that you want to sleep with a female that looked like sub-5 stalker, bro. That's how competitive it was, bro. You feel me? So you gotta get your paper straight, man. I'm telling you, either you're gonna be dating sub-5 women for the rest of your life, or you ain't gonna be getting nothing at all. Or you're gonna be struggling your whole entire life. Me, I'd rather just struggle for only a little bit, bro, and then eventually come up. You feel me? I want to eventually come up. You know? So I struggle a little bit of my life and then I come up. That's how I look at it. I don't want to, like, struggle into my end days. You feel what I'm saying? You know, until I die and shit. I don't want to do that. So I'd rather be on my purpose, so that way eventually in the future, this struggling will come to an end. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. You know. Men want women with beauty, and women want men with money. Exactly. That's why I say, guys, get your bread up. Stop playing around, bro. Because if you're struggling right now, you're gonna be struggling for the rest of your life. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna be struggling all the way into the day that you die. You on your purpose, you're only gonna struggle for a few more years, man, and then you're out of the, you're out of the struggle. You feel what I'm saying? That's my thing. That's how I look at it. Hey, I'm after the bag. I'm after the money. Eventually, I'll get my hands on it, and I won't be struggling no more. And then I'll be able to get a girlfriend with ease. I'll be able to have a family with ease. I'll be able to have kids, pass on my genetic, I can't even talk, and pass on my genetics ease. You feel what I'm saying? Pass on my genetic easily. That's what I'm talking about, bro. A lot of guys gotta understand that, bro, man. I'm telling you, women got it good. Females got access to sex anywhere. Us men, bro, we gotta build shit, become superstars and movie stars, and we gotta become music producers and able to get sex on the regular. You feel me? Nowadays, you feel what I'm saying? Either you gotta be a Chad or a Tyrone, or you gotta be a guy with some money nowadays to get sex on the regular without droughts. Cause no man wants to have a drought, bro. Can you imagine not be able to get sex for like months, 2 months, 3 months went by, you ain't got no sex, and then finally you find a female that's having sex with you, and everything is going good until you goof up, and then she disappears, bro, into thin air, bro. That's how it was when I'm telling you, bro. That's how it was when I was out there dating, bro. Until I realized, I was like, God damn it, I'm getting tired of struggling. I need to get my bag right so I won't struggle for the rest of my life. Because, I've been struggling for years in the dating market. Every time I would find a female, she would disappear, and I would be back on a 2-month, 3-month drought. I told you, what's her name? Thai girl, bro. We were supposed to went to like New Year's Eve together, man, and she ghosted me on New Year's Eve. I was so mad, bro. I had to go to New Year's Eve by myself. I didn't have nobody to kiss at midnight, bro. But when me and Thai girl was together, we kissed all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? We kissed all the time, bro. You know? Look at that bird stretching his leg. I never seen that before. You know, fornication is against God's laws. I don't know about that, but all I know, man, it's hard to get intimacy for a man who's average looking nowadays, bro. That's all I'm saying right now. The struggle is fucking real. The struggle is real. Until you get that bag, bro, you'll always be struggling. That's why I say long term, bro. Start planning 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Just keep chasing the bag until you get it, bro. Eventually, you'll be like, oh, I finally got that bag. I finally got it. Now I'm not struggling no more, bro. Like I said, when I was out there faking the funk, doing the pickup artist bullshit, pretending to have money and stuff like that, you know, I was able to get a girlfriend with ease, or a female who was interested with ease. It was no struggle. I was out there wearing jewelry and shit, you know, that looked expensive. I mean, my bracelet I had, it was a two-tone 18 karat gold with sterling silver mixed in. It was nicely made. It glistened in the dark at the bars and clubs and shit, you know. And women would see that and they'll automatically walk up to me. I had that. I had a $300 watch on this wrist, and on my right wrist I had the bracelet, and then I had some Gecko shoes. Was it Gecko or no? Yeah, I think it was the Gecko shoes or Echo. No, my bad. Why am I saying Gecko? God damn it. Echo. I had like $300 Echo shoes, bro, that shine in the motherfucking dark. They had, I mean, there was some nice shoes, bro. I mean, bro, you know what I'm talking about. The brown leather, the brown shiny leather, leather. I can't even talk right now. Goddamn, let me drink some water, man. I need to drink some water. That's what it is. My mouth is all dry from talking. This is insane, bro. Okay, that's better. So I had the leather shoes on, you know, the brown leather, the Echo leather shoes, with the bracelet, with the watch. So I made it look like I was doing something big. And let me tell you, I love the way that felt. You know, not having to struggle, because the date market is so hard, man. It's like you willing to like fake the funk just so you can get attention, bro, from females. A lot of attention. You know, because when we were young, when we were in our 20s, bro, we always was getting chicks and stuff, man. You know, but now you 40, over 40, man. It becomes more about your wallet. You know what I'm saying? It becomes more about your goddamn wallet, bro. You know, don't have any flaws or nothing, man. I'm telling you, they'll find something wrong real quick and disappear into thin air. That's what dudes are saying, bro. That's what, like, man, she found out that I didn't like kitty cats and she left. You know. Hey, look handsome with your beard. I don't want to grow no beard. I'm good with the growing the beard stuff, man. All that gray in my beard, I didn't like it. I'm trying to look young. You know. For real. Man. I'm talking about the struggle, man. You know what? And two, you know what, bro? It's where I'm at too. It's the location. You know, I'm surrounded by a lot of millionaires and thousandaires, bro. You know, dudes pulling in thousands a year, dudes pulling in millions a years, uh, fucking Chaz and Tyrone's everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? So you surrounded by those guys. What I mean by surrounded, I mean they all in the area, bro. There's Teslas everywhere, bro. There's a few Lamborghinis around here. There's some F-150 cars, bro. Some high-end cars and all that other shit around here. So yeah, you're gonna struggle, bro. Like if you ain't got your shit together, man. Of course you are. You know. You know. So get your bread together, man. It's a jungle out here, man. I'm about to end this live real quick. I'm gonna get in here and I might have me a bagel with cream cheese this morning. I don't know. I'm still fasting. You know, I shouldn't have that. I should have nothing really. Anyway, man. You know, what's up with it? We got Joey Six in the house. You know what I'm saying? It's real, bro. It's, man, I wish I had a female that I could eat from the back. You know? It's competitive. That's why I said time out, wait a minute. I just came down to low percentage body fat. Got a six-pack and I'm still struggling. Competitive, bro. You missing that money, man. You know? You know? Go ahead, have a bagel. Go eat 7 from the back. I'm telling you, bro. That's how competitive it is, bro, out here for a lot of men, bro. I swear, you better get your money together. You better be on a long time goal. That way you can win, bro. You know what I'm saying? The winner gets to pass on his genetics, bro. You know what I'm saying? With ease too. Look, dude, if I would have got the bag in my 20s, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here struggling. You feel what I'm saying? I probably would have settled down and had a family already. My kids would have been like halfway grown already. You feel what I'm saying? But I decided to not chase the bag, so here I am. You know? So get that bag, man. You won't struggle, man. Like, you know, having a family and struggling in the dating market and all that other shit, but you won't struggle. You know, you only struggle because there's other men out here. Now, we ain't got no wars popping off. Well, we might have World War III, so a lot of motherfuckers gonna get took out in that shit right now. When the nukes start flying and shit, man, that's when you know it's really over. You know. You feel me? So I suggest a lot of you guys, you better work your ass off to get into that 20% of men, because I am. Or just go overseas, like a lot of guys are going right now, man. A lot of guys, older guys, like in their 50s and 60s, man, they taking their pensions and stuff like that, and they moving overseas. They said, fuck that. I ain't gonna be alone for the rest of my life. You feel what I'm saying? I suggest you don't buy them a car, man. Don't buy them no house or nothing. Be more, you know, shit, man. Once you do that, bro, let me tell you something real quick before I end this video. Let's say a lot of guys going overseas because they lonely, they old or whatever, and the females in the in the Matrix don't want to have nothing to do with them, right? So they're going out there. The first thing what they do, they got enough money in their savings to like buy them a house. Don't do that. She won't need you no more. The key is, man, don't get used. You know, don't get used. I'm hearing too many stories of guys going out there getting used for houses. And then once the female got the house, she don't want to sleep with you no more, and her attitude changed towards you and shit. Because she got what she wanted from you. You know? Don't buy a house. Don't do that. Nah, keep her needing you, bro. Because once you do that, you know, she don't need you anymore. She can act the way she wants to act now. He said, that guy was like, man, as soon as I bought that house for that female in the Philippines, man, everything changed. It came to a point where we were sleeping in separate rooms and stuff. Yeah, man, you're like 60 and she's like 20, bro. She don't want to like sleep with a 60-year-old man. You guys don't understand, bro. You know? Eat your bagel from the back. He crazy, bro. Joey crazy, man. Like I said, bro, it's out here, bro. Oh, it's just thinking about the competition, man. It just make you exhausted, bro. You know. But hey, man, we got to keep going until we get that bag, bro. That's it, man. Anyway, I'm gonna go in here and I might get me a bagel. I might not. I usually have a cream cheese bagel at least once or twice a week. You know, I don't have it every day, man. That's too much carbs. You know, like once or twice a week is okay. You guys have a good day, man. I'm gonna get up in here. Do my thing, man. Yeah, that's what I needed. I needed some water. Trying to talk with a dry mouth, man. It fuck up everything. Like I said, man, it's my location, bro. Like, the Bay Area is highly competitive out here. You know, you'll find a chick, and then once you lose her, it's back to the drought. I don't want to live like that, man. That's why I'm trying to get this money together. Anyway, speaking of getting the money together, it's time to get out of here, man. I got to turn my numbers in today. You guys have a good day, bro. I got to get on about my day. We're already at an hour and something on this live stream. You guys have a good day. I got to go. Peace out, take care, and bless. I'm out.